Avi had always believed romance was something that happened to other people, in movies, books, or the kind of lives that didn't include waking up at 6 every morning for her internship. And yet, every evening at 7:15, like clockwork, her real-life romance arrived in the form of Ruhan, a boy with a messy hairstyle, a camera hanging around his neck, and the world's softest smile. They had been dating for 4 months, and every day felt like a new season in their little universe. But what made their love special wasn't the grand gestures. It was the quiet details, the way he listened, the way she noticed, the way their worlds seemed to fit without forcing. Tonight was supposed to be perfect. Ruhan had been planning a surprise for weeks. Avi received his message just as she stepped out of the metro. Meet me at the old lighthouse. Wear something warm. The lighthouse wasn't actually a lighthouse anymore, just an abandoned tower near the cliff where they watched sunsets during their early dates. The place where he first held her hand. The place where she first felt safe. As she walked up the narrow path, the wind brushing her hair back, she saw a soft trail of fairy lights leading upward. Her heartbeat quickened. Ruhan, she whispered, smiling without meaning to. When she reached the top, she froze, not in fear, but in awe. Ruhan had turned the entire lighthouse top into a dream. Lanterns glowed like tiny moons. A blanket was spread out with their favorite snacks. And hanging between 2 wooden poles was a white cloth where he was projecting a slideshow of their memories. Blurry selfies, late-night ice cream trips, silly faces, the day it rained so hard they hid under one umbrella. Ruhan stepped forward, tugging his jacket sleeves nervously. "You're early," he said, scratching the back of his neck. "I didn't know surprises had timing," Avi teased. He laughed, that soft half-breath she'd fallen for. "I wanted tonight to be special," he said. "Because you are." Avi felt her cheeks warm. She sat on the blanket, and he joined her, playing the slideshow. She rested her head on his shoulder, breathing in the scent of his faded cologne. "I know it's cheesy," Ruhan said. "It's perfect," she whispered. Then came the picture that changed the air. A photo from their first fight, the day she cried and he stayed quiet for too long. Avi looked at him. "You added this?" "Yes," he said, "because our story isn't perfect. But it's real." She didn't expect that line to hit her as deeply as it did. He turned to her. "Avi, have you ever wondered why this works so well? You're calm, I'm chaotic. You're organized, I forget where I kept my wallet 5 minutes ago." She laughed softly. "Opposites attract." "No," he said gently. "Because we choose each other every day, even on the messy days." The wind grew colder. Ruhan stood up and extended his hand. "Come, I want to show you something." Avi took it. His hands were warm despite the cold. They walked to the railing where the sea stretched endlessly, moonlight playing on the waves. "You see that?" Ruhan pointed toward the horizon. "Every night, the moon reflects differently on the water. Never the same, but it shows up, always." Avi eyed him suspiciously. "Are you comparing our relationship to Moonlight?" "Yes," he grinned, "because you make my world brighter and you show up even when life is messy." She rolled her eyes. "You're so dramatic, and you love it," he shot back. She did, more than he knew. Then she noticed something. Ruhan was nervous, truly nervous. He kept adjusting his jacket, tapping his foot, biting his lip. "What's going on?" she asked softly. He exhaled. "Avi, I'm terrified of losing people. My life has always been full of temporary things. But you feel permanent. And that scares me." She held his hand tighter. "I'm not going anywhere, Ruhan." He looked at her then, really looked, as if memorizing her. "Avi, I want us to dream bigger. Not just dates and memories. I want to build a life with you. Not now, not tomorrow, but someday. I want to grow with you. Explore the world with you. Fight, make up, laugh, cry, everything." Her heart skipped. He continued, "I didn't bring you here to give you a ring or make a big promise. I just wanted to tell you something I've never said to anyone." The wind softened. The world felt quiet. "I love you, Avi." The words hung in the air, warm enough to melt the cold. Avi blinked, stunned. She had felt it, of course, in his gestures, his eyes, the way he held her hand as if it was something sacred. But hearing it was different. She stepped closer and placed her hands on his cheeks. I love you too, Ruhan, she whispered, her voice shaking. More than I thought I ever could. He let out a breath as if he'd been holding it for months. Then he pulled her into a hug. Not a light one, not a shy one, but the kind that said you're mine and I'm yours and the world can wait. For a long moment, they just stayed like that, wrapped in each other, wrapped in moonlight. Ruhan then whispered, close your eyes. She did. He placed something in her palm, a tiny silver pendant shaped like a camera. When you miss me, he murmured, remember that every moment with you is something I want to capture. Avi opened her eyes, tears gathering. You know this is too perfect to be real, right? He smirked. Then let's keep making it real. They sat back on the blanket, watching the waves and their memories flickering on the screen. And as the night grew colder, their hands stayed warm, intertwined, unbreakable, full of every possibility the future held. Because some love stories aren't loud. Some love stories aren't dramatic. Some love stories are made of soft nights, shared dreams, and two hearts learning to grow in the same direction. Avi and Ruhan's story was exactly that. A quiet miracle, a gentle promise, a love that felt like moonlight between them, changing, glowing, but always there.